Sabha actually said, Amit Shah and his elements, if the Delhi Ordinance Bill and the kind of punches that he threw at the opposition was a precursor or warm-up, today the Union Home Minister was in his elements. He was there with not just counters to the opposition, but he laid bare the opposition as far as their handling in the past when they were in government. He also questioned this entire alliance. He mocked this entire coinage of I.N.D.I.A and why the change of name was important, because what the UP actually stood for. But more importantly, he spoke on Manipur. He spoke on Manipur. He said what he had wanted to say from day one in Parliament, as the government maintained that we will talk, and it will be the Home Minister who will outline what the position in Manipur is. Amit Shah speaking for nearly 2 hours, perhaps laying the ground that the government is going to come out all guns blazing about the 9 years of the NDA under Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and it is not going to allow any part of India to talk in a terms which would be divisive or which is about breaking away.
आप हिंदुस्तान को मणिपुर में मारना चाहते हो। आपने मणिपुर के लोगों को मारकर भारत की हत्या की है। आप देशद्रोही हो, आप देशभक्त नहीं हो, आप देश प्रेमी नहीं हो।
मणिपुर खंडित नहीं है, विभाजित नहीं है, मेरे देश का अंग है।
ये एक अविश्वास का प्रस्ताव ऐसा है जिसमें प्रधानमंत्री और मंत्रिमंडल के प्रति न जनता को अविश्वास है, न सदन को अविश्वास है। इसका उद्देश्य जनता में भ्रांति खड़ी करने का उद्देश्य। डे वन से चर्चा के लिए तैयार थे, मगर वो चर्चा नहीं चाहते। उनको विरोध करना, मणिपुर जैसे महत्वपूर्ण मुद्दे पर गृह मंत्री को अपना पक्ष न रखने दे।
जब तक आप हिंसा को बंद नहीं करोगे,
Well, Rahul Gandhi spoke in the morning. He spoke just around noon, and there was a strong rebuttal that came from the Union Minister Smriti Irani. What Rahul Gandhi actually did while he was walking out has become a huge issue, with the female member of parliament from the BJP raising objection and also asking the speaker to take cognizance of the CCTV footage. But all of that, ladies and gentlemen, we will cover in just a bit. Even as Rahul Gandhi alleged that Manipur stands divided and hinted at certain other aspects which perhaps is not in conjunction with the united India. Amit Shah putting matters in perspective. He also said that this is not an issue that has been created now. This has been something which had been ignored for decades. This is what Amit Shah said on the Manipur violence. He said the Manipur violence is shameful. That's the first point that came out. We'll try and call that out here. Yeah, there you go. Politicizing violence is even more shameful. Then he said, Prime Minister Narendra Modi and I spoke for 3 days on Manipur. It's not that we have not spoken. We have. So the opposition trying to claim that we have not is false. No curfew in the last 6 years under Modi rule in Manipur. Rahul Gandhi tried to defy security protocol when he tried to take that flight to Churachandpur or tried to go by road. False perception created that government is avoiding debate. That's not the case. CM is cooperating. There is no need to change him. That's what the government is saying. Had N. Biren Singh not cooperated in making radical changes with the DGP or even with the Chief Secretary or other things, deploying central forces, then it made sense. But why change him if he's cooperating? And under his rule over the last 5-6 years, there's been major crackdown, especially in the last 18 months. High Court order in April only aggravated the situation. The situation was already brewing, it was building. Don't blame it just on the High Court order. The highest number of riots have happened under the UPA era. So who are these people who are today pointing at peace, etc., tranquility or murder of democracy? What is their own record? Compare that with 9 years of the NDA. Video should have been given to the police. Why was it put out in the public domain 2 months later is a question that Amit Shah asked, for which the opposition, especially the Congress and Jairam Ramesh, has tweeted about it, saying, are you admitting that you had a total intelligence failure? We'll talk about that in just a bit. Release of the video just before the parliament session. That's what Amit Shah is saying. You have timed the release of the video. The timing of the release of the video is suspect. That's the question. So, this is important, ladies and gentlemen, that we need to understand this. Why Amit Shah said that we did not know about this video. He accepted that on the floor of the House, but he also said, who was it who was holding on to this video till the time Parliament came into session? Just before that, mahal banane ke liye, why did you do it? Has the opposition done this in the past? That's for you to figure out and jog your memory. Let's try and understand. Let's move forward. What is a fierce retort? He turned around and said, graft, appeasement and dynasty, quit India. Repeating what Prime Minister Narendra Modi had said while taking on this alliance, the Indian National Developmental and Inclusive Alliance. No trust motion to mislead citizens. No real issues raised by INDIA bloc. People and Parliament trust Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Then UPA's character is to indulge in graft. So that's why he said this name change was imperative, because the UPA, there's nothing wrong with the name United Progressive Alliance, but what it was being tagged with was an issue, so they had to have an image makeover. One Neta launched and failed 13 times. The direct jibe at Rahul Gandhi perhaps. UPA gave lollipop to farmers for votes. And no talks with Hurriyat, Jamiyat or Pakistan. We will talk to the youth of Jammu and Kashmir. Article 370 is a result of Nehru's wrong policy. So bringing back the legacy issues. Northeast ignored under UPA rule. It is in the last 9 years that the Northeast has come, the spotlight has been shown and a lot of work has been done. This is something the government has repeated time and again. Who have said this again and again and again. Now, there is more. There is also one more aspect, ladies and gentlemen. Along with outlining and this fierce retort, he has also come back and said, what is it that we've done in the last 9 years of the NDA? The last 9 years of NDA, Vikas has happened over 50 landmark decisions in the last 9 years is what he has said. Let's try and call that out. Politics of performance has been a priority for Prime Minister Narendra Modi. These are the decisions we've taken in the last 9 years. We have not given freebies. We have made the Kisan self-sufficient. And he's also said India will become the world's third largest economy. 2 lakh crore transferred to 49 crore Jan Dhan accounts. Only Modi government procured rice on MSP. Kashmir, Jammu and Kashmir has transformed because of Prime Minister Narendra Modi's policies or the Modi government's policies. Modi visited Northeast 50 times in the last 9 years. 2 attacks on terrorists in Pakistan under the NDA. 68% drop in terror-related incidents under Prime Minister Narendra Modi. But the NDA government's Northeast outreach seems to have blunted the opposition's charge. And here's why. Let's try and understand this. Why has these charges, why do we say that it seems to have blunted the opposition? The centre made Northeast a priority in its initial years. He's gone ahead and said that again. Act East policy put the onus on peace agreements. He says that too. Then the government developed surrender and rehabilitation policy, encouraging those who had taken up the gun come back to the mainstream, and we're still encouraging it. He said that. Peace pacts happened in Manipur, in Assam, in Tripura over the last 9 years. Also, agreements with Bodo, Kuki and Karbi Anglong groups have also been signed. Talks on Assam-Arunachal boundary have concluded and solutions have been derived. Assam-Meghalaya boundary dispute has also been partially resolved. Tripura and Meghalaya are now completely free of ASPA. And he says 60% of Assam's geographical area is not under AFSPA right now. AFSPA has been removed from 19 police stations of 6 Manipur districts, even at a time When you had an MP from Wayanad and Rahul Gandhi say that Manipur stands divided, he says there is no AFSPA in 19 of the 6 districts, 19 police stations of 6 districts in Manipur. AFSPA removed from 15 police stations of 7 districts in Nagaland also, he says. AFSPA in force only in 3 districts of Arunachal Pradesh. So these are the points that he has come out and said very clearly, specifically talking about the Northeast. And there's a reason why, ladies and gentlemen, that we are focusing on the Northeast ahead of all the other politics that's happened, and there's so much more to talk about. Now at this point, let's dive into the debate. The reason being, the guise or perhaps the premise for the opposition to call for this no trust vote has been Manipur. Aparajita Sarangi, BJP national spokesperson and also Lok Sabha MP, is with us this evening. Sonal Mansingh ji, Rajya Sabha MP, is also with us this evening. Hanumantayya ji, Rajya Sabha MP of the Congress Party, is with us. Binoy Vishwan, Rajya Sabha MP of the CPI, is with us. And Dr. K. Veeraswamy, Lok Sabha MP from the DMK, is also with us. Namaste, Jai Hind to the ladies and gentlemen, and also greetings on the occasion of National Women's Day. Although what's happened in Parliament with the Rahul Gandhi flying kiss episode, we'll talk about that too. That objection has been raised to by the Mahila MPs. But Aparajita Sarangi, does this satisfy the opposition's query on Manipur? Has Mr. Amit Shah, in that nearly 2-hour-long deliverance in the Lok Sabha, blunted the opposition's charge?
A very good evening. After we have heard Honorable Home Minister Shri Amit Shah ji for more than 2 hours, I think not one Indian should have any doubt in his or her mind regarding the efforts being made by Prime Minister Modi's government towards the restoration of normalcy in Manipur and the overall situation in the Northeast and in the country. I think anybody well-thinking citizen would actually agree to the fact that whatever Amit Shah ji spoke was truth and nothing but the truth. He talked of 4 things. Let's be very clear. He talked of all the developmental efforts from 2014 to 2023 under the leadership, stewardship of Prime Minister Modi. And the best part was, he compared all these developmental efforts and the data therein with whatever happened 9 years prior to that during the UPA regime. And he also talked, as the Home Minister, very professionally about the situation in Jammu and Kashmir. And he backed every argument of his with data, with statistics, with figures, very convincing indeed. And he also talked about the left-wing extremism issues. He was very candid when he said that LWE right now
he spoke about all that, but let's focus on Manipur right now,
and last but not the least, he talked of, yes, I'm coming to that. Last but not the least, he talked of Northeast and his specific interventions in Manipur. So I think it was a complete package.
But there then you also admit that he admitted that the intelligence had no clue about the video.
Understood.
The Congress's charge is that he, on the floor of the House, admitted that the intelligence and the authorities had no clue about this video. But did they not have any clue about the way women had been treated there?
I am aghast. I am a Lok Sabha MP. Since yesterday, the no confidence motion is on. And you know, I was aghast when the most important lecture was being delivered by the departmental minister, Honorable Home Minister today. We were all there, all the NDLIs, all the MPs were there, and from their side, hardly 30 or 40 MPs were there. When you have made such a hullabaloo, when you have created such a ruckus, when you have disrupted the parliament so much, I think 100% presence of those people was required. And interestingly, Rahul Gandhi made a very sweeping statement in the morning. There was neither content, nor fact, nor figures to back whatever he said. And he flew away. He did not come at all in the afternoon. After he spoke, he left. So this is the seriousness of all these people, including the Congress.
But that does not take away the seriousness of those from the opposition who are present there in formal parliament. And that does not take away the seriousness of the Home Minister's admission. Despite his claims that lots was done, his MOS was there for 3 nights. He spent a lot of time. They have spoken more than 3 times on Manipur, PM himself, all of that. But Veeraswamy ji, how would you rate or respond to what the Home Minister said on the floor of the House? The Congress has highlighted his admission that they had no clue about this video. Or would you want to look beyond that, sir, and say, did they have any clue of how women had been treated in this team, at this in Manipur in those 2 months? K. Veeraswamy ji, can you hear me?
Yes. Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Go ahead, please.
No. No, I would like to say that today when Amit Shah spoke, he spoke for 2 hours, but the reply, what we were expecting, there was nothing related to that. We have very pointed questions about what happened in Manipur. See, the incident, what we are talking about, happened on the 4th of May, and 14 days later an FIR was filed. There was a delay even in filing the FIR, and subsequently Amit Shah had gone there on 28th of May. So we want him to explain when he went there on 28th of May and he was there for 3 days discussing about the events over there and trying to control the situation over there. Was he made aware of this FIR which was filed, where a woman has complained saying that 2 women have complained saying that they were handed over to a mob by the policemen, and they were stripped naked and nude parade was carried out, and we've seen the horrific videos where how the women were treated as they were being paraded, and subsequently they were gang raped. And you are talking about an army officer's wife also who was subjected to such kind of an atrocity. So when we are seeing something like this, the Home Minister, he has to take responsibility. The reason why we are saying that we have brought this no confidence motion, see, everybody knows that Bharatiya Janata Party has a brute majority in the Lok Sabha, where the no confidence motion, they are definitely going to win. But we want the Prime Minister to say some words. See, this is a situation where Chief Minister belonging to a particular community, he is there, and there are allegations that the particular community is being armed with the support of the police. When a police station, the arms over there are not even ransacked. They are going and giving their Aadhaar cards and letting them know that who took these weapons, and no action has been taken. And these policemen who had handed over these 2 women, has any action been taken against those policemen? What action has been taken? And also in the country, if you look at the present situation, the BJP is now scared, where they have gone back to their old tactics of creating religious divide and creating hatred among people. So we have seen what is happening in Haryana. We have seen what is happening in Madhya Pradesh.
Let's focus on Manipur right now, because you, of your own admission, the opposition strategy of the no confidence motion was.
Sir, I am talking about a dangerous trend that is happening across the country. We'll come to that, sir. We are talking about a situation which is going to. We'll come back to that. We'll come to that aspect. But right now, the opening point is because so
the rebuttal is on Manipur.
About the Manipur some more, or you want to take another?
I'll just bring in another one of the other panelists also, because we have 3 Rajya Sabha MPs also with us this evening. Let me get in. Aparajita Sarangi wanted to rebut you, so we'll just allow her a rebuttal, and then I'll bring in the other 3 guests on the panel. Yes, Aparajita ji.
See, whatever has happened in Manipur should not have happened, and this was very candidly told by Honorable Home Minister on the floor of the House. Very unfortunate. This should not have happened. But then everything happened due to certain circumstances which he explained very well. We do not absolve ourselves of the responsibility. I want to make it very clear. But at the same time, this is definitely not a coincidence that the video comes out one day before the Parliament session. Had it been there in public on 4th of May, you know, within one day, the Home Minister of the country says, one day those 9 arrests would have been done. So why did not that video go to the hand of the DGP? Why was it suppressed for so many number of days, and some particular person or group of persons were waiting for the Parliament session to commence? Just one day prior to that, it all came out. So I think there is definitely a sinister design. who kind of,
Aparajita ji,
malign the image of the government.
I have only, Aparajita ji, I can only say that if the Home Minister has attached a devious intent for its release one day before Parliament or 2 days before Parliament, then the fact is that by now the law and order machinery in the state and etc. should have got to the bottom of whether it was a vested interest that released it. Point is, even after that, so many days later, you have not been able to come clean on who released the video and why were they holding on to it and whether there was a political motive behind it or not. That's also a criticism going the government's way. Let me just bring in Mr. Hanumantayya. Yes, Mr. Hanumantayya, do you...
Give me some time?
Yes, ma'am, I'll come back to you, ma'am. Let me just go across to our other panelists. Hanumantayya ji, was there a devious intent behind holding this video till one day before Parliament ki mahol bana sake so they can create a whole thing, atmosphere for Parliament, etc., etc.?
No, these things should come only after the investigation. That is number one. My point is, when even the Parliament session was starting, before that there was about 2 months the violence was going on. What is the double engine government was doing during this period? Why can't they stop this? And whether, I wanted to ask the Home Minister probably, there was no information for the Home Minister what is happening in Manipur? Or is it not the duty of this government to find out what is happening and why the violence is so violent in the country and people are dying on account of that? Are they not, either the state government or the central government has taken any action, or they have failed to control the deaths of the people and loot and arson of the property of the people of Manipur? Is it not the duty to protect all of them? Why they have failed in that? This is the first question. If the failure of this double engine government to control the violence, are they not come and give a statement in the Parliament session? And I expect the Prime Minister has to come and make a suo motu statement that what is happening in the Manipur. That is because hundreds of deaths have taken place, lakhs of people have become orphans, they are in the centers of the caring centers, and also the other factor is, they must also understand, are we the member of parliaments, the apex body of the country, not the responsibility of knowing what is happening in Manipur? Are we not responsible, or are we not failing in duty if they don't listen to the Prime Minister, if he is not able to tell? And what is the problem with the Prime Minister to make a statement inside the Parliament?
Right.
Before the Parliament session is starting, he is going and making a sweeping remark in front of the media, but he never wanted to come inside the Parliament and make a statement that what is happening and accept the fact. If the government is not wrong, what is the problem for them to tell the truth to the Parliament members who are there in the Parliament and demanding for that?
Okay.
The Prime Minister never wanted to come to the Parliament and answer the questions of the so many Parliament members. They have visited Manipur. They have seen by their own eyes what is happening there, how people have been betrayed and how people have been sent out of their homes and how people have lost.
So when you say people, you mean both sides of the ethnic strife. When you say people, I hope you mean both sides of the ethnic strife, not just one particular side.
Both sides. No, I am not differentiating. I am not differentiating. I am not differentiating.
Thank you.
I want
let me bring in Sonal Mansingh ji.
People of this country want to know what is happening in Manipur.
Sonal Mansingh ji, the people of this country cannot know from the Union Home Minister, who is responsible for internal security of the country, who spent 3 nights and 3 days there. The people of this country, as per the opposition, can know only via the Prime Minister. Your thoughts, ma'am?
My short answer would be, hello, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Hanumantayya ji, please yield. Sonal Mansingh speaking now. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, Sonal ji.
Yes. Both sides, you can clap with 2 hands, not with 1 hand. 1 hand clap is only reserved for the yogis. So, both the ethnic groups. And what has been happening, it is the internal matter of the country, where the Honorable Home Minister is the one who takes charge and who is responsible and who responds, who replies. And that he has been doing.
Yeah.
both the communities, and I agree with Mr. Hanumanthaya, that both the ethnic communities are responsible. But it is very, very unfortunate, being a woman myself and a great bhakt of Devi, that Manipur and also other parts of country we have witnessed, recently. I don't want to name the states, we all know that. But having said that, it's very, very unfortunate that we are not able to get a clear picture, because it is all sub judice. There are committees and this thing is going on, investigation is going on. I think we need a little patience, because it's a very complex problem. Manipur's borders are surrounded by countries which are not friendly towards India. So there's much more to it than meets the eye, as I hear and as I suspect in my small understanding. So I think we need patience, because no government in its right sense, and that too especially Prime Minister Modi's government with Home Minister like Shri Amit Shah, they would never want things to be suppressed. They would like to share it with people, with the MPs in both the houses. But they have to wait until the real reports come out and then give out the facts. There's no point just imagining things, because it usually goes wrong. And things become, much larger than life than what they really were or they really are. So I would really, I would just request that we should have a little patience and more vishwas, more trust in the duly elected government, which is there for the welfare of the people. This is my viewpoint.
Well, thank you for that submission, Sonalji. Let me ask Binoy Vishwanji his points, his thought. Yes, Binoyji.
I felt very sorry to listen to the Home Minister of the country. He spoke to the Parliament for more than 2 hours. But what he promised the country, did he promise peace for Manipur? Did he promise peace for the people there? Did he say anything about the culprits who brought all sorts of shame on the nation? Nothing. He was telling that the Modi government brought peace to the Northeast as a whole and brought the Northeast to the mainstream of the nation. Is it true? Then why in Mizoram, the government, the ruling friends of the BJP, they themselves are critical about the BJP role? Why the people in Nagaland are agitating? Why the BJP allies in several states in the Northeast are not happy with the BJP? No, the BJP has failed to bring peace in the Northeast. What we saw in Manipur months back has been exported to the neighborhood states of the Northeast, and the whole Northeast is now burning. Whole Northeast. I am telling the word without responsibility. BJP rule has failed. The double engine government has failed. One more thing, he told in his speech about the High Court verdict on the Meitei Kuki reservation issue.
Yes.
He used the words, the April verdict added fuel to the fire. Here it was fuel to the fire. That means the fire was there already. If the fire was there already, who is responsible for that fire? The BJP. Then he asked, when the CM is cooperating with the center, there is no change of there is no need of a change. What is the criteria of a CM to be changed? For the Home Minister of the country, only one criterion, whether he cooperates with the center or not. No doubt, the BJP CM in Manipur will be a very strong ally of the center forever. He will cooperate to the end with the BJP rule at center, no doubt. But that government is a failed government. That CM has failed to give a safe life for the women there. That government is the reason for opening so many refugee camps in their own country. They call it relief camps. I went there twice and I saw they are not relief camps. They are refugee camps. The people of Manipur are forced to live as refugees in their own country. And I feel sorry for my brothers and sisters in Manipur. And now the double engine governments from Delhi and Imphal, they are telling everything is okay there. If everything is okay there, I ask the BJP friends, why do the Prime Minister hesitant to go to Manipur? Why he is hesitant to open his mouth to come to the parliament and to speak about Manipur? He came to the first step of the parliament on the opening day and talked for 30 seconds on Manipur. I feel so sorry. I expect my Prime Minister to come to the parliament and to speak about the most pressing matter of the day to the people of the country through the parliament. Because parliament is his arena. The Prime Minister has only one arena, the main arena, that is the parliament. He is afraid of coming there. And he is a very, very, very strong man. 56 inches chest. He has a very long tongue. We all know it. But with that long tongue, he did not utter twice about Manipur. Only once he talked about Manipur. Why is the Prime Minister afraid of talking Manipur? Why is the Prime Minister hesitant to say the word Manipur? We believe that the Manipur is a very, very testing place for the BJP government, where they have miserably failed to bring peace, to bring progress, to bring tranquility. So we want that the government to act as a government, not as a propaganda machine. They are doing only propaganda, but they failed to respond to the people's needs and necessities there. I am very strong. Yes.
Binoyji, if you're willing to yield, Sonal Mansingh wants to counter you, and then I'll also get a reaction in from Aparajita Sarangi, and then we come back. Yes, Sonalji.
Yeah, yes. I just want to tell my good friend
you should give me time to respond also.
That when he mentioned...
Sure.
Hello.
Sure. There will be time for response too. Yes, Sonalji.
Hello. Yeah. My good friend Binay Bishwam just said that he feels very sorry for the Manipur people who are refugees in their own country, and I'm absolutely with him, and I'm sorry we are all, I'm sure we are all with him. But I would at the same time like to remind him that please also feel sorry for the Hindus of Kashmir who are still, after all these years, are refugees in their own country. Please.
Binoyji, respond.
In Manipur, my dear friend, the lady whom I respect very much, please, Sonal Mansingh ji, go and see the facts in Manipur. Hindus and Christians alike are living in the Manipur camps. In the lower part of Manipur, the refugee camps are in majority with the Hindus. And on the hills we can see the refugee camps with the Cookies, who are mainly the Christians. So don't make it a Hindu-Muslim issue alone. It's an ethnic issue.
I know that. I'm just saying, please be sorry equally for our refugees from Kashmir. That's all. My one short point. One short point. I'm sorry.
No, Binoyji, Sonal Mansingh did not make Manipur remains an ethnic issue, and irrespective of what religions, because there are Hindus, Christians and Muslims among the Metis, there are Hindus, Christians and Muslims amongst the Cookies also. So that's not the point. What Sonal Mansingh said is the spirit and the pain that is being expounded by members of the opposition today for Manipur. Please find that pain also for the displaced Kashmiri Hindus who for the last 35 years are living as refugees in their own country, away from their own state. That is the point. That unequivocal sympathy, empathy, compassion, anger, passion is not on display. Perhaps, humbly, if I have read her right, that's her submission. Sonalji, correct me if I am wrong.
Correct. Absolutely.
I can assure you, we will stand with the people and their sorrows wherever they are. Sorrows are there for the Kashmiri people, who are the Muslims also. Kashmir is under strain now. The Kashmir policy
of the BJP not the strain now. See, this is the balancing act that's being called out, Binoy Vishwamji. Why is it that when it comes
No,
to the
the balancing-
displacement,
the
genocide, targeting,
the
ethnic
balancing-
cleansing
the balancing
of the
act brings
Kashmiri
no stress.
Hindus, there
The
is
balancing act
there
brings
is
no
there
stress.
is a deliberate
That
attempt
you
to
go to
try
Kashmir
and
and
bring
see.
in balance and
Even
equanimity.
today, even today,
Why
this
did you
day,
make suddenly make
hundreds of
Kashmir a
people
balanced
in
issue right now,
Kashmir,
Binoyji?
Kashmir,
We are derailing from the, we are moving away from the core debate
my
tonight.
Dear friends,
But
you
sir,
can't see the fact in Kashmir.
but
Hundreds
no,
of
no,
them
Binoy
are under house
Vishwamji,
arrest today.
Binoy
Under house
Vishwamji,
arrest
Binoy
in Kashmir.
Vishwamji,
Most of them are
Vishwamji,
Muslims.
see, all of you
No,
panelists
this-
are very senior people and very respected members in public life and society. Sonal Mansingh ji just pulled.
I respect all of them. I respect all of them.
I know,
And
sir.
Sonal
So I'm
Mansingh
just
is a
saying,
very
sir.
dear
What
friend
I'm
of
just
mine.
saying,
I
sir,
respect
is,
them.
sir, the conciliatory tone that is adopted moment the issue of Kashmiri Hindus is brought out, should not be there, because the unequivocal passion, pain that you're expressing for Manipuris should also come for the Kashmiri Hindus who are for 35 years waiting that their Supreme Court itself has rebuked them and nobody stood up for them. Nobody asked the court to convene in the middle of the night, in the middle of a vacation, and say constitute a bench to try and find justice for Justice Neelkanth for Tikuji, for Bhattji. So there are so many cases now.
Girija.
Sir, Girija Bhattji. So Girija Tiku and Sarla Bhattji. I'm just saying.
Please,
But let's come back to the debate of the moment.
sentence.
The debate of the moment. One minute.
Please.
Binoyji, we'll park it there, please, because we'll get into an endless spiral there. She's made a point there. Aparajita Sarangi, the criticism of the government is that you are saying fuel to the fire. When I say you, the Home Minister says fuel to the fire. That means you accept the fire was there. The fire was there for 2 months, as Hanumantaya ji said, as Binoy Vishwamji said, as Veeraswamy ji said, that this has been happening for more than 2 months. What was the government doing? Your own words and the government's own words that Manipur was peaceful for 6 years. Did you not see the strife brewing? Why did you allow this to happen? So these are questions which are coming the government's way. Aparajita ji, please respond.
This entire thing was very beautifully explained by Shri Amit Shah ji. I'm sure everybody has heard him. And in fact, the kind of restoration of normalcy efforts which are going on, being put into place by the government, must be acknowledged. See, I told you, whatever happened in Manipur, whatever is happening in Manipur is actually a kind of a response to the situation, to the circumstances. The porous border we share with Myanmar and the infiltration that Amit Shah ji talked about. 40 kilometers this side and 40 kilometers that side. No questions asked. People have been moving, and there was a Satta Parivartan in Myanmar, and Kuki Democratic Front people actually got agitated with the changed regime, and they started moving into Mizoram and Manipur. So all these things were very well explained. However, let me put it candidly that whatever efforts put in by the government are delivering fruits, and we must acknowledge 152 people killed in Manipur so far. In May, 107 were killed, and out of this, 68 were killed in the first 3 days. That's what the Home Minister said. June, 30 people killed. July, 15 killed. August, 4 killed. I'm sure this is in descending order, and my friends in the opposition must acknowledge this. There is a unifying command system there. Whosoever came forward, whosoever could be identified in the video, 9 of them could be arrested. 16 video conferencing took place between, Home Minister and all the other officials placed there. 36,000 CRPF personnel there. The CS was removed, the Chief Secretary, the DGP was removed. So I think there has been a change in the whole scenario. Now one question always comes up.
Coming to you.
I know you will ask me, I know my friends out there would ask me, why was the CM not replaced? I think this has also been very nicely put in by Shri Amit Shah ji. See, we need stability when such a situation takes place. We can't have the head of the state who has been kind of, handling the situation quite well so far, just removed like that. When he's carrying out the orders, or rather he's working in conjunction, in collaboration with the Home Ministry here, what's the problem? Why should we remove Shri Biren Singh ji? I think this has been explained by the Home Minister. So I think let us all acknowledge with a broad heart, with an open mind, we should acknowledge what the government has been doing. The situation has been bad. but situation is getting restored to normalcy. There would be peace and tranquility.
Right.
And
Binoy Viswamji wants to
as
butt
has
in.
been told,
Binoy Viswam-
50 times Prime Minister has gone to the
Yes.
northeast. Let's
Yes,
not
yes,
forget
yes.
that.
No, he's gone to all the 7 or 8 states, and
The
he's gone
budget has
multiple
also
times
increased.
compared to any of the prime ministers
Yeah.
in the last 7.5 decades of our country. Prime Minister has made the most number of
Absolutely.
visits. Those are all facts. Binoy Viswamji wants to counter, then Veeraswamiji and Hanumantayaji. Yeah.
I have 2 points.
Yes.
One, with most respect, may I ask our BJP friend Aparajita ji one question? If the command control system in Manipur of all the forces combined together, if it's so powerful, then why did it fail to prevent the women parading nakedly on the streets of Manipur? How it can happen? Then why that system fails to find the culprits behind the releasing of the videotape on this issue? Why they failed?
Correct.
Why they failed to give security and life for the people of Manipur till this day? My first question. My second question is that if the Prime Minister has visited Northeast so many times, I request him to pay one more visit to Manipur and give the people a courage, a confidence, and assure them that they
Right.
can sleep in peace. A Prime Minister who failed to do that will be accused by
Right.
history that he was not with the people of Manipur.
I have points well made, sir. But should the Prime Minister not visit Manipur again? Why is he not visiting? And these questions we've asked again, saying that if it has been dubiously released, the timing has been questioned. Then who released it? Does he or she, whoever released it, have a political affiliation? Then the government should have got to the bottom of it in the last fortnight at least. It's not happened. So that's an observation made. But I have something interesting. Hanumanthaya ji, your thoughts please. This is from our research team. 1993, P.V. Narasimha Rao, Prime Minister. Rajkumar Dorondo Singh is the Chief Minister. Naga Kuki riots. 750 people killed, 200 people injured, 45,000 in shelter camps. This strife continued for 1.5 years. Who spoke in Parliament? The Minister of State, Rajesh Pilot, spoke on it. Neither the Prime Minister nor the Home Minister. And fact is, sir, nobody from the government even bothered to visit Manipur. 1993, exactly 20 years ago. Again, 1993, Mete-Pangal conflict. Home Minister spoke in the upper house, but not in the Lok Sabha. Not the Prime Minister. 100 people died and it continued for 1 whole year. Also, 1997-98, I.K. Gujral as the Prime Minister. An ethnic conflict, Kuki and the Paite. 350 people died. It continued for 1 whole year. There was not even a discussion on it. There was no statement made in Parliament. 2004, Manmohan Singh and Okram Ibobi Singh. So that's the combination, PMCM. 1,700 people were encountered. People there are alleging this. This is the allegation. Even the Supreme Court took cognizance. An SIT was formed. But there was no discussion in Parliament. No answers that were given by the government. No MOS, no minister. So, sir, as parliamentarians, what standards are being expected by the BJP, by the very same people who never held to these standards or stayed true to the standards that are being expected by the BJP today? With what conscience is the opposition asking this, especially the Congress party and its allies? Hanumanthaya ji.
Sir, Mr. Anand, whenever we ask about Manipur, the answer coming from the BJP quarters along with the honorable MPs inside the house and outside is what happened during Congress period, how many people died, what happened in Rajasthan, what happened in Gujarat, and particularly the non-BJP governments, what happened is the question. Sir, my answer is, whenever somebody has done a mistake, you should not compete with them for doing a mistake. You have been elected by the electorate of this country to give a better government, to give a better arrangement for the people, to look at them with very great compassion, not that you have to commit the same mistake what somebody has done. So whenever we ask for the rape and naked parade of two ladies, you give an example of Rajasthan. Is it the answer? Is it the answer? I don't accept this.
So are you trying to say
my
that the
question
government,
is,
are you trying to say, Hanumantaya ji, just like N. Biren Singh should resign, Ashok Gehlot should also resign? Because the standards will be the same.
Government has to change.
Congress is in government, no.
See, when hundreds of people have died in Manipur.
Congress is in government in
and even
Rajasthan.
today,
So if you are demanding, I am asking you, sir, do you hold the Congress government to the same standards as you are holding the BJP government in Manipur?
What the government is doing?
Sir, I am just asking you, do you hold
the
the Congress
BJP
government in
Manipur,
Rajasthan to the
the chief
same
minister has to be changed.
standards
That is the opinion
in
of
terms
many
of the
people.
status of
They have
women and
visited.
how women are
And
being
today
treated?
also, the government
Sir,
is not in that mood of
sir,
changing
is
the
there
chief minister. And
is there
they
in
are
your mind a
giving
different
reasons for that.
yardstick for two women being paraded naked, raped, and a 14-year-old being raped, gang raped, and then chopped into pieces and put into a bhatti and then totally smoked? So are there two different standards for you
No,
for
I
these
don't
things?
differentiate between-
So then
I
are you
don't
saying
differentiate.
if
I'm
your
sorry.
demand is that
Mr.
N. Biren
Anand,
Singh should
I
quit,
don't
then is your
differentiate.
demand that Ashok Gehlot should also resign?
Inquiry into Rajasthan.
So you are
No, I am
demanding.
not asking for that. I wanted the Rajasthan. No, I want
I am
the
asking you,
Rajasthan
sir,
government
as your-
also to take action, book the culprits immediately.
So I am-
FIR has booked.
So
and
then,
the culprits
so
have been arrested.
has FIR
But
not been
it is
booked
not
in
case
the
of
video
Manipur.
case? Have 9 people not
How
been
many-
arrested in the
how-
video
in
case?
Manipur?
So I am
See,
asking you, sir.
After
So I am
you got
asking you,
the-
sir.
No, I am just.
Was
answering.
action
Just one
taken
second,
before
one
the
second.
incident came to light in
After-
Rajasthan, or action taken after the incident came to light in
case
Rajasthan?
is booked in Manipur. No, let me answer you.
I didn't bring in Rajasthan,
Do
you
know
brought in.
Manipur.
So I am asking you,
After-
if the standards
No,
are the
after how
standards
many days?
different? If it is Congress ruled state, the
I am
yardstick
not
will be
for
different.
that.
BJP
I
ruled state.
will never do that.
So then
See,
you say,
any
so are you
lady,
demanding
either
Biren
in
Singh should
Kerala or in
quit?
Kashmir.
So if you are demanding Biren Singh should quit, are you demanding
Yes,
Ashok
and
Gehlot should
Biren
also
Singh
resign?
has- The government has got any sense in that there
I am
should
asking
be
you,
a
sir.
change in that administration
Sonal
of
Mansingh ji.
Manipur, and people
Sonal
of
Mansingh
Manipur
ji,
should
Sonal
get
Mansingh,
justice
my
out of
simple
it.
question is, sir, if the
They have
yardstick,
to- they have
if the
to do
yardstick
it.
cannot
That
be
is their
past
primary
record,
duty.
then
That
should
is
the
their primary
yardstick
duty,
be current
according to
record?
me.
And will you want discussion and
Yes,
debate on
it-
any of the states, irrespective? Why only Manipur? Discuss Rajasthan also. Discuss any state where women are being ill-treated and their
See,
rates are
let the
killed.
government take
Sonal
up the
Mansingh.
discussion on Rajasthan
Sonal,
also.
no,
Gujarat also.
move up.
I am not differentiating. But our demand is for Manipur.
Correct. Sonal Mansingh.
Our demand is for Manipur.
No, so why
Let them take up
do
the
you
discussion
have
on
the same
Rajasthan.
yardstick for
Who said so?
Rajasthan as you have for Manipur is my question to you, sir. If you want Biren Singh to quit, do you want Ashok Gehlot also to
No,
resign?
I am answering. If the government
Sonal
wanted to
Mansingh.
have a discussion
Sir,
on different
sir, final
states,
2 minutes.
which
Sonal
has been
Mansingh.
done earlier.
Sonal Mansingh ji wants to come in. Please allow. Please allow.
But our
Sir,
demand
can I-
is
can I-
take
can
up
I
the
intervene
Manipur
over
issue.
here?
Yes,
Take up
Veeraswamy
the
ji,
Manipur
I'll give you the last
issue
word, sir.
Let the
Yeah,
government
Sonal
come
ji.
back.
Sonal ji.
Can I say one sentence?
Yeah, Binoy ji coming, sir,
Short,
please.
2 quick points.
Yes. Yes, Sonal ji.
2 short points.
Okay.
One is
Can
that
I-
the examples you have brought from the history of independent India right from 1993 about northeast states burning and whatever horrible things happened, and there was nothing done by the current governments then. There was no statement made, there were no visits made. So it is very strange that all this is completely forgotten and the chant every day increases about Prime Minister making a statement coming in the House. That's very strange. Number 2, that I'm sure you all have seen the video prior to this video that we've been talking about, that the one particular ethnic community from the Kuki, they were being arrested, they were being taken out in trucks, police was there, but the women shed their clothes and forced the police to backtrack.
Yes.
Because the police in their very, So, this is something very strange that they can do all that to save the culprits. This is not to justify, please don't ever misunderstand me. But I'm saying that how strange is this? What kind of a tactic is that? It's really shocking.
Right.
And I think we should also take cognizance of that such things, they nullify the power of the forces which are supposed to take away the culprits and protect the innocent.
Yes, Veeraswamy ji. Sir, please make it quick.
No, but I just
Yeah.
want
Ji.
I just want to have 2 points.
Yes,
See, there is a claim that the all this incident, particularly, all this started after there was a fake news that a Meithei woman was raped and murdered, and this kind of kindled the Meithis into reacting for this, and there was this nude parade and all those things. So,
Yeah.
has the Home Minister did not mention a word about this fake news. So, he is talking about the release of that video. I am saying that whoever released that video,
Yeah.
you do a proper inquiry, and if you find that somebody held it for the
I
2
agree
or
with you,
3
sir.
months and then released it, you take action against those people. And also, comparing Rajasthan with Manipur, I would say that, see, in Rajasthan, there is no internet shutdown. See, technically in Manipur, what the people are accusing is that there is an ethnic cleansing happening over there, because there is a particular chief minister who belongs to one particular majoritarian community, and he has not taken adequate action.
I'm going to halt you there, Veeraswamiji, because you're also Lok Sabha. Because sir, this Manipur issue of ethnic strife, the cleansing is not there are 2 points, there are 2 sides to this coin. So I'm going to respectfully say that let's stop there, because the other side is also equally gory, and it's
Can I just add one more point on this?
And I don't want to draw any parallels right now, because we'll go far over on the show. I'm already over time. But this entire issue of ethnic conflict and who's encroaching into whose place, if you are educated enough about Manipur, you would know who the original inhabitants of Manipur are and who the actual indigenous people of Manipur are. So let us try and understand that from both perspectives, because we have to be sensitive to both sides. So that is something which is imperative. Binoy Vishwamji, with due apologies, I am way over time, sir. I'm unable to take your final point. I request you to please hold on, and we will take this discussion forward, and I hope you can join us post the Prime Minister's response in Parliament that is all expected on Thursday. I thank you all. Thank you very much for a very engaging debate. Namaste. We're going to take a very short break, ladies and gentlemen. The Moradabad Riots of 1980. The panel that comes forth with the findings, very, very, very startling. Stay with us.
जनता पार्टी के शासन का इतिहास था। 2021 में हमारे देश की पड़ोस में म्यांमार में सत्ता परिवर्तन हुआ, और म्यांमार में वहाँ पर मिलिट्री का शासन आया, डेमोक्रेटिक सरकार गिर गई, और वहाँ पर एक कुकी डेमोक्रेटिक फ्रंट है, इसने लोकतंत्र के लिए आंदोलन चालू करा। जब कुकी डेमोक्रेटिक फ्रंट ने लोकतंत्र के लिए आंदोलन चालू करा, वहाँ की मिलिट्री शासन ने इन पर कड़ाई करना शुरू की, दबिश बनाना शुरू की, और चूंकि म्यांमार की बॉर्डर फ्री बॉर्डर है मान्यवर, वहाँ फेंसिंग नहीं है, और आज से नहीं, आज़ाद हुए तब से नहीं है, फेंसिंग नहीं है, तो बहुत बड़ी मात्रा में मिजोरम और मणिपुर के अंदर कुकी भाइयों का वहाँ शरणार्थी नाते यहाँ आना शुरू हुआ। मैं इसलिए कहना चाहता हूँ मान्यवर, क्योंकि उनका झगड़ा मणिपुर की मिलिट्री से था और दबिश शुरू हुई इसलिए आया। अरे म्यांमार की मिलिट्री से था और दबिश शुरू हुई इसलिए वो यहाँ पर आए। मान्यवर, हजारों की संख्या में कुकीज़ आदिवासी भाई यहाँ आना शुरू हो गए और परिवार बसने लगे। कहाँ बसेंगे? तो जंगल में बसने लगे, और एक प्रकार से मणिपुर के बाकी हिस्सों में एक असुरक्षा की भावना हुई कि हमारी जनसांख्यिकी बदल जाएगी। हमने उसको देखा। उसी वक्त मान्यवर हमने गृह मंत्रालय में 2022 में निर्णय किया कि अब ये बॉर्डर को खुला नहीं कर सकते, बॉर्डर बनानी पड़ेगी, फेंसिंग करनी पड़ेगी। हमने 10 किलोमीटर फेंसिंग पूरी कर दी है, 60 किलोमीटर का काम चालू है और 600 किलोमीटर का सर्वे चालू है। आपने 2014 तक कभी फेंसिंग नहीं की। हमने दूरंदेशी से 30 में दंगे हुए, 21 में ही फेंसिंग का काम शुरू कर दिया था। 10 किलोमीटर ट्रायल फेंसिंग बन चुकी है, 60 किलोमीटर का काम चालू है और 600 किलोमीटर का सर्वे बाकी, जिससे ये घुसपैठ को रोका जा सके। फिर एक अनरेस्ट खड़ा होने लगा, क्योंकि वहाँ जनसांख्यिकी बहुत निर्णायक होती है मान्यवर। घाटी में कुकी भाई रहते हैं, पहाड़ पर ट्राइबल भाई रहते हैं, तो उनके अरे सॉरी, घाटी में मतई रहते हैं और पहाड़ पर कुकी और नागा ट्राइबल भाई रहते हैं। तो एक जनसांख्यिकी के बदलाव का बड़ा दबाव रहता है कि हमारी संख्या, हम अल्पमत में आ जाएंगे। तो इसके लिए हमने लगभग जनवरी महीने से हमने वहाँ पर जितने भी शरणार्थी आए थे उनको एक परिचय पत्रक देने की शुरुआत की। इनका थंब इम्प्रेशन लिया, आई इम्प्रेशन लिया और थंब इम्प्रेशन और आई इम्प्रेशन को वोटर लिस्ट और आधार कार्ड के नेगेटिव लिस्ट में डालने का काम किया। ऐसा नहीं है मान्यवर कि यहाँ गृह मंत्रालय के कंट्रोल रूम में कोई आंख मूंद कर हुआ। 2023 में दंगा हुआ, 21 में हमने फेंसिंग चालू करी, 22 में हमने फेंसिंग चालू करी और 23 की शुरुआत में हमने थंब इम्प्रेशन और आई इम्प्रेशन लेने की शुरुआत की और उसको भारत के वोटर लिस्ट और आधार के नेगेटिव लिस्ट में डालने की। फिर भी ये जिस प्रकार से संख्या बढ़ती गई, एक असुरक्षा की भावना मतई लोगों में फैलती गई। मान्यवर, ये जो वहाँ पर एक फ्री रेजिम है, नेपाल की तरह वहाँ पासपोर्ट नहीं चाहिए। अब ये मत कहना है कि हमने क्यों नहीं करा, 1968 से करा हुआ है भाई। 1968 से एक समझौता है भारत और ब्रह्मदेश की सरकारों के बीच में कि बॉर्डर के 40 किलोमीटर से जो अंदर आएगा या यहाँ से 40 किलोमीटर से आ जाए उसको पासपोर्ट नहीं चाहिए। ये समझौता है, किसी को रोकना भी असंभव था। और इतने हजारों किलोमीटर की बॉर्डर में बाढ़ भी नहीं लगी थी, फेंसिंग भी नहीं थी। तो संख्या बढ़ती गई और असुरक्षा बढ़ती गई। इतने में एक अफवाह फैल गई 29 तारीख अप्रैल को कि 58 ये वसाहतें जो थी शरणार्थियों की, उसको गांव घोषित कर दिया गया। अब गांव घोषित करने की अफवाह से ही घाटी में बहुत बड़ा अनरेस्ट शुरू हुआ मान्यवर। और वो अनरेस्ट को भी हमने माइक वाली जीपे चलाई, बताया गया कि भाई कोई गांव घोषित नहीं हुआ है। मगर अफवाहें जब फैलती है तब फैलती है अविश्वास का वातावरण। और घोषित जंगल गांव घोषित किया, जंगल गांव घोषित कर जो वसाहतें थी उसको, तो उनको लगा है परमानेंट अब यही बस जाएंगे। तो एक अनरेस्ट खड़ा हुआ। उसके बाद में आग में तेल डालने का काम हाईकोर्ट मणिपुर के अप्रैल महीने में आए हुए एक फैसले ने कहा, जिसने सालों से पड़ी हुई एक लंबित पिटीशन को अचानक चलाया। अचानक चलाकर ना भारत सरकार के ट्राइबल आयोग को शपथ पत्र लिया, ना भारत सरकार के ट्राइबल डिपार्टमेंट का लिया, ना भारत सरकार के गृह मंत्रालय का लिया, ना मणिपुर सरकार का लिया। और अचानक ही कह दिया कि 29 अप्रैल के पहले इस मतई जाति को ट्राइबल घोषित कर दी गई। इससे पहाड़ पर बहुत बड़ा अनरेस्ट हुआ, ट्राइबलों में बड़ा अनरेस्ट हुआ कि अब मतई ट्राइबल बन जाएंगे तो हमारी नौकरियों में स्पर्धा का भाव होता है। और स्वाभाविक है, एक कोई कानूनी प्रक्रिया के बगैर एक ऑर्डर कर दिया गया, जिसके कारण ऊपर भी, नीचे ऑलरेडी अनरेस्ट चालू था, ऊपर भी अनरेस्ट हुआ। और 3 तारीख को एक रैली के अंदर एक क्लैश हो गया माने, और क्लैश होने के बाद दंगे चालू हुए जो अब तक अशांत परिस्थिति को बनाए हुए हैं। अब इस परिस्थिति को आप वो क्यों नहीं गा, ये क्यों नहीं गा, इस तरह से
Back live here on the right stand with details of the report tabled by the Uttar Pradesh government on the 1980 Moradabad riots in Uttar Pradesh. Now this is after 43 years. Now, as per the Judicial Commission, very clearly, the report of 496 pages has been submitted in 1983. It was actually found that several deaths were due to stampede and that the police did not fire indiscriminately. It also gave a clean chit to the RSS and the BJP and the district police and claimed that the violence was actually pre-planned. This is what the report said. Let's have a look at it. That it was the differences between two groups within the Muslim League that caused this entire riot in the first place. This is what the report says. The report says 1980 riots were the handwork of Shamim Ahmed and Hamid Hussain and their supporters. Moradabad riots were pre-planned by two leaders in a tough war kind of scenario. The judge in the 458 report that's been page report has been said in the Uttar Pradesh Assembly said it was pre-planned. No government officer, employee or Hindu outfit or individual has been responsible. And this was deliberately the fomenting trouble at the Eidgah or other places. The report also gives a clean chit to RSS, BJP, saying they had no role to play in the entire Moradabad riots at all. The Judicial Commission report also says that even common Muslims were not responsible for the violence. It says that the Muslims got angry after rumors that pigs were pushed into the Eidgah, but there is no evidence of any such instance at all. The report said that post rumors ensured there were actually lot of rumor mongering between communities. Report highlighted that police stations, police outposts and Hindus were attacked. Hindus took revenge, and that's where it all resulted in a huge communal flare-up. Now at one time, district magistrate and the cops took adequate precaution, is what they are saying. SP Arya, SP SSP VN Singh had taken adequate precaution. The report stated that the firing ordered after threat to people in the nearby areas was made. So that's the whole detail, and there is so much more. Does this then give a complete different spin and turn to all of this? That's the big story. We'll continue to track those developments and get you more on this panel report. For the moment, winding up this edition of The Right Stand, it's time for Brass Tags with Zakir Jacob. He's right across. Over to you, Zakir.
What a day it turned out to be, a day of complete fireworks on day 2 of the no confidence debate in Parliament. It started off with Rahul Gandhi making a political charge that Mr. Modi's government has killed India and the idea of India in Manipur. That was a charge that Rahul Gandhi made, and then subsequently there was this controversy between Rahul Gandhi and the Treasury benches, where the BJP alleged that Mr. Gandhi threw a flying kiss at the Treasury benches, and that became a huge controversy. BJP women MPs, in fact, went ahead and complained to the Speaker. But then, subsequently, in the